Bros. This is the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a lot of bit of the nerd life. Today, we are joined by special guest Chad from the Perfect Package podcast. So what's up, Chad?
Hey. How are you? Oh, I'm excited. Can I just say I'm excited? The topic has me excited. But when I found out that you cats are from Utah, we're going back to my homeland here.
Yeah, Utah's so much fun.
Good or bad? That's my question.
I was born and raised out there. You whoop whoop. Left and went to California for several years. Came back for almost 2 years. And then I moved as far away as possible, and I live on the East Coast now. But no, it's fine. It's wonderful. I still have family there, so it's great. Once they move out, then yeah, we'll talk. But it was really fun, though, living out there and moving to the East Coast, because I drove cross country once to move out here, and then I drove back, and then I drove my family out here. So I've been cross country 3 times, and let me tell you, if you ever get a chance to go to Nebraska, don't. So I drove a Jeep across, and that's not the story. When I got here, I actually initially moved to Delaware, which it's Idaho without mountains. So I drove 3 days to end up in Idaho. I pull up into the place where my apartment, and I had Utah tags on my Jeep still. Come to find out that the missionaries live in the same apartment complex, and they just started migrating across the parking lot as I was getting out of my car because I had Utah tags on. It was you're from there. Sorry, that's my Utah story. Anyway, yeah, hi guys. This is what my show's like. Just a whole bunch of tangents that come right around.
Oh, you must be new to our show.
For real, though.
Not too new. I've listened to a few. I did cherry pick my favorite movies, but it's good. It's good. No, I love it. I do love it. I was yelling at my radio. I was driving today and I was listening. That's a good podcast. When you start yelling at your radio, that's a damn good podcast.
Awesome. That makes us feel a little bit better about ourselves.
We finally made it.
Hell yeah. Someone's yelling at us. Love it.
From across the country.
Hell yeah. All right. So today on the podcast, we got some adventures in hunting. We're going to be talking about 3 new pop figures. Not a whole lot to talk about, but just some ones we thought were cool. No Blu-rays, unfortunately.
No, it's very fortunate for me.
It's very fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this week's sneak peeks, we don't have anything. We did get a teaser trailer for The Addams Family 2, and
it looks so good.
It
looks so good. I'm so excited to see that.
Yeah. So we're not going to really talk about that just because it was a quick little teaser.
Okay, you gotta admit, the whole only 1 year till it gets back to normal, then it turns into abnormal, that was pretty funny.
That joke went on a little long.
You're just not going to let me win this one, are you?
No,
Why
I'm
can't
not.
You be excited for the Addams Family too?
Can I be excited for you?
No, screw you.
The
the answer is no.
After that, we're just going to get straight into our main event of the evening, which is going to be a breakdown of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
Yeah, buddy.
Hell yeah.
Nothing. Go ahead. Carry on.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Donnie, and I host the Adulting with Donnie podcast. And this is not the show to listen to if you're trying to be a better adult. I started this podcast as a way to offload some thoughts that I have throughout the week. My topics vary widely every week. Movies I've seen, guns and gun control, sex, people that are stupid, why I don't care about celebrity opinions, TV shows, snowmobiling. The list goes on and on. I'm always taking topic suggestions from fans of the show too. So join me each week on Adulting with Donnie as I pour some bourbon and allow you to see the inner workings of the mind of a madman. Live free and rant hard.
Alrighty, first up, Adventures in Hunting. We got 3 new pop figures we're going to talk about. The first one is coming from Disney, and this is is it Box Lunch?
I don't know. I wasn't prepared.
Rose, pull the...
I'm sorry.
You have one job.
It exited me out of Facebook, okay? Shut up. Yes, it's Box Lunch.
Okay, we have a Box Lunch...
Asshole.
You know what? Get
what?
you.
I'm just
A
saying.
Box Lunch exclusive Papita from the movie Coco. Yeah, so this one's super cool. It glows in the dark. It doesn't have a glow-in-the-dark sticker.
It does not. Can you imagine if the chase was the only one that glowed?
Dude, that would suck.
Hey, they've done it before.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Okay, no, it's just a regular glow in the dark.
Yeah, the glow is a little bit on the underwhelming side because it's just like some of the face that glows, some of like the yellow on the snout, I would call it.
Yeah, but then the feathers, I don't know what the hell they're called. Scales glow?
All of them?
Oh,
Or just the ones on the face? Oh, if it's all of them, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Okay, I might have misspoken.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. That's groovy. Dig that.
That one would have made a really good jumbo-sized, or like
I'm
a
kinda surprised
6-inch or bigger.
I'm kind of shocked that they didn't. If we're going for a size proportion with the other Coco Funko Pops.
Yeah. Next up, we got, moving over to the Jungle Book, we got Mowgli with Kaa. And this one's freaking sweet. So this is just Mowgli kind of like hypnotized by Kaa.
Yeah.
And pretty sure Kaa's like looking at him.
I'm pretty sure
Because it looks like his face is like...
Pretty sure he is too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
that's
has
cool.
He has his hypnotized eyes.
It's
Hmm
been so long since I've seen the Jungle Book, so
That might be my least favorite Disney movie.
Get Out.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Yikes.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Pinocchio.
What?
What's wrong with Pinocchio?
Have you seen how not well that has aged?
Bitch.
It's problematic at best nowadays.
I mean, true. At least it aged better than Dumbo.
But they're
I'll give you that.
doing the live action Pinocchio that looks horrifying.
That's a... oh, no.
Ugh.
Oh.
You know what? I feel like Pinocchio is one thing that might-ish work.
Okay, it's already been tried twice
Okay,
with
okay,
live
but
action.
listen, could it be as bad as the live action Tom and Jerry they're doing?
Oh, that's
You know,
bad.
Fair.
That's blasphemy at the
Yes,
best.
it is. I was going to say it was sacrilege, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, going off of apparently Caleb's least favorite Disney movie, it's going to be a Very Nico. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Very Nico exclusive. I'm assuming that they're brand new because I've never heard of this.
Are they store sharing?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I've never heard of that store. Or that, whatever it is.
I haven't either. I'm assuming it's just an online retailer. Because, yeah, I have never heard of them.
I mean, it's cool. Not one I would get, obviously, because I don't really like Jungle Book.
Next thing you're going to tell me is you don't like Baloo.
Baloo's okay. it's just like the movie as a whole I don't care for.
Wow. I could let it go if you say you hate the sequel, because the sequel's not that good. But just wow.
I'm not a big fan of Jungle Book. Anyway, next up we are moving over to Star Wars. I'm not sure if this came out with the last ones that we talked about, but this is another child pop, and this is the child with the egg canister.
And for some reason, it doesn't want to pop up for me. Like, what the hell? You can tell how
You're
prepared
fired.
we get. So I'm trying, okay? Kiss my ass, Caleb. Where the hell is it? Okay, off memory, Caleb. What do you remember about the child pop?
Jeez.
It was in an egg.
Yeah.
Yep,
So, so it's like, so it's the child standing next to like this canister full of like little
Found it.
eggs. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry it took me so long. I apologize, guys. For a second, I thought I had the wrong picture.
All right. It's
yeah,
cute.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a spoiler for season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Well, if it is shit, because I still haven't watched one episode of season 1. Dude. I know, I suck.
Chad, have you watched The Mandalorian?
I have.
Damn it.
At length.
Oh, so good.
I feel like, I could say...
I've also seen more than 2 Quentin Tarantino movies.
Oh, damn, you really do listen. Shit.
That is perfect.
I do my homework.
Breathe, Caleb,
That
breathe.
is absolute perfection. If you guys have not listened to our Once Upon a Time in Hollywood episode, go check that out.
Don't, please.
Freaking love this.
Listen to it while you drive through Nebraska.
There we go. Perfect road trip.
Oh, jeez. That's hilarious. I don't give a shit who you are. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you at this point to get you to watch Mandalorian.
When my good buddy JC watches it, considering he's the biggest Star Wars fan I've ever met, I'll watch it.
And he hasn't?
No.
What the shit?
But he also refuses to watch The Rise of Skywalker.
Fair.
Shut up.
I've been making my way through the Clone Wars. So I'm
That
on
I haven't done.
Yeah,
that I have not done.
It's not bad. It's confusing as shit, but it's not bad.
Welcome to the Star Wars lore.
Yeah. I just don't like how there's like a certain order, because I've looked up the watch order for everything Star Wars, and it is confusing as hell. Because you'll see it, you have to watch the Clone Wars movie. Actually, no. There are 2 episodes that you need to watch before the Clone Wars movie, then the Clone Wars movie, and you know what freaking pisses me off? The 2 episodes that you need to watch before the Clone Wars movie, aren't even in season 1.
Oh, that's bullshit.
So it's like you have to watch like 2 episodes from season 4, I think, the movie. Then you can start with like season 1, and then it's like a freaking mess from there.
Then
Not even the last
watch
season.
Rogue One, and then you've got to watch New Hope, but you got to fast forward through the credits, and you gotta skip the crawl, and then you can watch another movie, but you can only watch 20 minutes of it right in the middle, and then you got to watch 3 episodes of Clone Wars, an episode of Mandalorian, and then you can go back to the movie you started watching at first.
And then
I hate when I
off
see
The
those
Last
things.
Jedi, right?
That is like straight up how it feels, though.
Yeah.
Like I gave up trying to watch it in like the chronological order, so I'm just like, freaking F it. I'm just gonna put it on autoplay. Yeah. So, Rose, go check out Mandalorian.
Like, I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, it's gonna become a new thing of the show if you don't freaking get your ass on it.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then that's all we got in Adventures in Hunting. And then, like we said, nothing else to discuss, so we're just going to get straight into our breakdown of Psycho. Woo woo.
Time for the main event.
It's main event time.
Let's play a game.
Alrighty. Psycho breakdown. I asked a question of the week for this one, which I forgot to pull up.
Gosh damn it, Caleb.
But we did get a few responses. So I posted on Wednesday, so yesterday. I'm completely blanking. What is your favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie? And we did get a pretty decent number of responses. So let me get into this. So the first response that we got comes to us from the Untrained Eye at Untrained iPod on Twitter. They said, I liked Rope because it was the first film that I know of that tried the one-take movie approach. But North by Northwest is my favorite.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You watched that one?
North by Northwest, yeah.
Oh, gosh, I haven't... There's a lot of these movies that I haven't seen. I think the only one I've seen is freaking Psycho.
In, was it 9th grade, I had to take a film studies class, and literally the whole semester all we watched was Hitchcock movies. It was awesome.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. So have you seen either Rope or North by Northwest?
Yes. All of the above. I love both of them. I'm curious to see what other people have said. And then I'll give you my definitive list. In no particular order. I'm a huge Hitchcock fan. I'm a, unhealthy Hitchcock fan.
Can't say I blame you.
Yeah, after watching this movie, I want to check out all of his stuff. I'm super excited to, because I hear that good things about everything.
I'm tempted to pick up the 4K collection, even though I bought the Psycho Steelbook. Tempted to pick up the 4K collection of all of his work for $60. I think it's so worth it,
dude. That'd be badass.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you only think it's badass because you want the code, right?
Forget you, asshole.
Am I wrong though?
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, not at all. But he'll totally take that code, though.
Yeah. It's the only reason why Caleb keeps me around. It's because I give him
sometimes.
because I give him free movies.
Okay, next response we got is from Playbuck at Playbuck_PH. Assuming it's he. He said Rear Window is number 1. Rebecca, number 2.
Never seen it.
And number 3, Rope.
Rear Window, hands down, is probably my favorite.
It's good.
That movie's just incredible. I had to do that.
You had to?
Yep, I had to. It was necessary.
Well, we got another Rear Window response from Vandy B at K_Vanda Bogart. She just said Rear Window is def my favorite. And like I said, I haven't seen Rear Window, so
you will.
I want to. I'm gonna go through and see what I can find on streaming for Alfred Hitchcock, and just
Caleb,
watch all that.
Just wait till I buy the combo pack. It will be in the next week. Just wait. Don't even try it.
All right. Well, next up we got WWD6761 at WWD6761. They said #Vertigo. Is Vertigo
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vertigo's good too. Vertigo is very, very Psycho-esque. But another Jimmy Stewart vehicle that he's in. Jimmy Stewart's in a lot of his movies.
Yeah, another one to add to the list. I'm just going to add everything Alfred Hitchcock to my list.
Minus Psycho.
And then our last response comes from K at Miss _K 84. She said, "This is terrible. I can't pick a favorite. Rebecca, Rope, Dial M for Murder, Psycho, To Catch a Thief. Those may be my top 5."
You forgot the LOL.
And LOL.
Yeah. Come on, man. You gotta say it like they wrote it.
Yeah, so only one out of that list I've seen is Psycho, and I think I might have seen like bits and pieces of To Catch a Thief.
You poor uncultured swine.
I know.
I'm just kidding. Dude, I've only seen like 3 Hitchcock movies now, including Psycho. So
Yeah, this is like a freaking repeat of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where you just kept repeating the 2 Quentin Tarantino movies.
yeah, but at least at least I've actually, got a 1-up on you this time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I've seen bits and pieces of To Catch a Thief.
Okay, yeah, but you've technically only seen like maybe 2. I've seen 3. So I got 1-up on you, bitch.
Jeez. Anyway, that's all the responses. So Chad,
Yes.
what is your definitive Alfred Hitchcock list?
In no particular order, I would go with obviously Psycho. Vertigo's way up there. Rear Window, North by Northwest. Dial M for Murder is another one. Rope, definitely. Rebecca is... It's got Sir or Laurence Olivier in it. So, old school, awesome acting, but it's I think it came out in like the 40s. So maybe even I'll go as far as say 1940. And for a 1940 movie, it's fucked up. And The Birds, of course. The Birds is another classic one. But yeah,
I've seen that one.
Damn it, we're tied.
And then there's one called Saboteur, which is like kind of. I'm actually looking right now to see what year Saboteur came out because I can't remember. Oh no, that was way back. Maybe it wasn't Saboteur. No, it was Vertigo. Vertigo and Psycho is where he really got into that pull focus shot that he does so much in all of his movies. Is that big, pull focus where the person stays stationary and everything just kind of elongates around them. It's awesome. So, sorry, film nerd for a minute.
No, you're right.
How are you guys doing? You doing good?
This is a safe place for film nerds.
Okay, good.
This is definitely a safe place for film nerds.
Okay,
Otherwise,
sorry,
we wouldn't be here.
Got way into it for a minute there.
No, you're good.
Okay, good.
So, thank you to everyone that sent in a response to our question of the week. We really appreciate it. Getting into the breakdown itself, if you are new to our breakdown system, we've split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to an all bros letter grade. So we kind of grade it like you would in school, like kind of on that system.
I don't want to go back to school.
Well, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So
Going back to school. Oh, too soon.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Oh my gosh.
2 tsunamis, sir.
So the 8 categories that we grade are story, writing, acting, character development, and with this being a horror, we can probably do. Well, we'll do logic again.
Okay.
I mean, it's technically a horror movie, isn't it?
That's what they
Horror
say.
/ thriller.
Okay, we'll still do the logic of
Okay.
it, because character development's a little difficult to do with how many different characters we got.
True. Be kind of fun to see how you could do character development with Norman Bates.
That'd be interesting. We'll talk about it.
Okay, I'm just spitballing here.
Then we get into effects, then music, and then or costumes, and then at the very end we give it a personal grade, and that will bring us to our final score, and then we get the letter grade and a percentage. So without further ado, let's get into the story. So Rose is going to read us a synopsis of the movie. If you have not seen this movie, you had a shit ton of a long time to watch it, so this is your fault.
Says the two guys that just saw it a week ago.
It's only been out for 60 years. We're going to break it down. Sorry, fucking spoilers. So, before you go into the story, I think it's important to point out that, yes, we are going to spoil the shit out of this movie. When this movie came out, the whole backstory, are you guys getting into the backstory of how it came to be? I'll nerd out for you for a minute and tell you the story. Sit down around a campfire, youngsters. Let me tell you a story about the good old days. So let me tell you why I'm obsessed with this movie. And I will go out on a limb right here and say, now, being a child of the 70s and 80s, I saw all the Star Wars movies in theater first run. I don't remember Star Wars because I was like 3, but I did see it again before Empire came out, and then I saw Empire and on, and even the, questionable re-releases in the 90s. But yeah, I saw all of them. Anyway, I've seen Psycho more than any movie out there. When I bought my big TV, when I bought my big 65-inch TV, the first thing I watched on my giant TV on Blu-ray, high definition, was a black and white movie from 1960.
Fantastic.
Like you do. But I grew up, like I said, in Utah. And we used to go to California every year, and we would go to Disney and we'd go to Universal. And when I was 2 years old, I remember Universal, and I remember Universal up to modern day. And that's where it happened. You saw the Bates Motel, you saw the house, even though the house has moved a couple of places on the back lot, so I'm sure it's not the original anymore. But, and the TV show gets filmed in Arizona, so it's definitely not the same house. But let me see if I can bring this up real quick. This is great audio for people. I just want to show you guys. 5 years ago, I paid high dollars to go on a backlot tour, VIP access kind of thing. And when they're taking you around a little golf cart, they say, "Is there anything anybody wants to see?" And everybody's like, "I want to see where they did this stupid dance scene from the Mindy Project," or, whatever. They're talking all these TV shows, and everybody's like, "I want to see where they filmed Back to the Future." And I'm like, I've seen that 5 billion times. And I said, I just want a really good picture of the Psycho house, since I don't have to be in the tram and I'm in a golf cart. And dude was awesome. He brought us up, and he was going to let everybody walk around. If you've been recently, semi-recently even, they've got the airplane crash scene from War of the Worlds. The set's still there, and they drive the tram through. They parked this golf cart and let everybody walk through this debris from the movie War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. And the guide was like, "Here, come with me." And here, let me bring this up for you guys. Everybody else is just daydream here. I don't know which screen it's on, so we might open the. We're going to open the Matrix here. There it is. That's me standing in front of the Psycho house, and
that's badass.
and I literally like teared up. Here I am at this point. I was 41 years old. Not recently. God, it had been like 6 years divorced, and just came through like a horrible like depressive state, and decided to go to California by myself and go to Universal, and got to get a picture in front of the Psycho House, and like almost started ugly crying. But yeah, that was like the best moment of my life. And if you look close at the picture, and I can send you a copy of this if you want to put it on your Twitter or your Instagram, but so people know what the hell we're talking about. If you look in the window, Norma Bates is in the window, where the curtains are open there. But
So cool. Oh, that's
anyway,
insane.
so Alfred Hitchcock really wanted this movie, and he wanted to keep it a secret. And so it's based on a book, and he bought the rights for the book for cheap, like super cheap. And then he sent his assistants out all around everywhere to buy every copy they could find of this book, so nobody knew what the ending was. And and then he did no press releases, no screenings, and made every theater enforce a if the movie is started, you don't go in the theater policy, and just to keep the ending secret. Now, Hollywood Reporter put out an article that totally spoiled how it ends like 3 weeks before it came out, but it was before the internet, so you could pull off a stunt like this and actually keep things secret. So anyway, that's it. Now go ahead to your story. But I do want to, that's why this is like super groundbreaking, at least historically, filmmaking wise. This is like the first movie where they actually went to lengths to prevent people from knowing any spoilers going into it. And Hollywood Reporter, of course, just fucked it up. But anyway, we love them. They're great.
Yeah, Hollywood Reporter always seems to do that.
They were like the TMZ of the 60s. So
Kind of reminds me when literally all over social media before Endgame came out, you had the hashtag "Don't spoil the Endgame," but people still did.
Oh yeah. Like now you just have to avoid being on the internet.
Oh yeah, the week of Endgame, I didn't go on Facebook, YouTube, nothing. I had a social media cleanse.
Yeah, the only reason I ever got on was to post shit on our social media.
Yeah,
Other than that, I was just like, nope, not doing it. Like I use direct links. Like I even went as far as like putting in my computer facebook.com/theallbros.
Smart.
That way I would go straight to our page. I did the same thing on Twitter, twitter.com/theallbros, and yeah, like I avoided seeing like my main feed like the plague.
All right, so I don't. All right, so moving on to the plot of Psycho. During a lunchtime tryst in a Phoenix, Arizona hotel, real estate secretary Marion Crane and her boyfriend Sam Loomis discuss how they cannot afford to get married because of Sam's debts. After lunch, Marion returns to work when a client leaves a $40,000 cash payment on a property. Marion's boss asks her to deposit the money in the bank and allows her to leave early after complaining of a headache. Once home, she decides to steal the money and drive to Sam's home in Fairvale, California. En route to Fairvale, Marion stops her car on the side of the road and falls asleep. She is awakened the next morning by a California Highway Patrol officer. She is nervous, and the officer decides to follow her. Marion stops at a Bakersfield automobile dealership and trades in her car, which has Arizona license plates, for a new vehicle with California plates. The officer watches her suspiciously as she drives away. During a rainstorm, Marion stops for the night at the Bates Motel and hides the stolen money inside a newspaper. The proprietor... Caleb, what's that word?
Proprietor.
Wow. I suck.
Reading with
I'm
Rose.
sorry, shut up. The proprietor, Norman Bates, invites her for dinner after check-in. She accepts his invitation, but overhears an argument between Norman and his mother about bringing a woman into their Gothic home, which sits perched above the motel. Instead, they eat in the motel parlor, where he tells her about his life with his mother, who is mentally ill and forbids him to have a life apart from her. Moved by Norman's story, Marion decides to drive back to Phoenix in the morning to return the stolen money. While in the shower, a shadowy figure stabs her to death. After seeing blood, Norman panics and runs to Marion's room, where he discovers her body. He cleans up the crime scene, putting Marion's corpse, including, unbeknownst to him, the stolen money, into the trunk of her car and sinking it in the swamps near the motel. A week later, Marion's sister Lila arrives in Fairvale and confronts Sam about Marion's whereabouts. Private investigator Milton Arbogast approaches them and confirms that Marion is wanted for theft. Arbogast traces the local motels and discovers that Marion spent a night at the Bates Motel. He questions Norman, whose stammering and inconsistent answers arouse suspicion. Norman refuses to allow Arbogast to speak with his mother. Arbogast updates Sam and Lila about his search for Marion and promises to phone again soon. He goes to the Bates home in search of Norman's mother. At the top of the stairs, a shadowy figure stabs him to death. When Lila and Sam do not hear from Arbogast, Sam visits the motel. Sam sees a figure in the house who he assumes is Mrs. Bates, but she ignores him. Lila and Sam visit the local deputy sheriff, who informs them that Mrs. Bates died in a murder-suicide 10 years ago. The sheriff concludes that Arbogast lied to Sam and Lila so he could pursue Marion and the money. Convinced that some ill has befallen Arbogast, Lila and Sam drive to the motel. Norman carries his mother from her room and hides her in the fruit cellar. At the motel, Sam distracts Norman by engaging in a conversation, and Lila sneaks inside the house. Norman becomes agitated and assaults Sam. Lila hides in the cellar, where she discovers that Mrs. Bates has turned into a mummified corpse. After hearing Lila's scream, Norman, wearing his mother's clothes and a wig, runs to the cellar with a chef's knife. Sam regains consciousness and manages to subdue him. In court, a psychiatrist, I'm failing, explains that Norman murdered Mrs. Bates and her lover 10 years ago out of jealousy. Unable to bear the guilt, he stole her corpse and began to treat it as if she were still alive. He recreated his mother in his own mind as an alternate personality. This mother personality is as jealous and possessive as Mrs. Bates was while alive. Whenever Norman feels attracted to a woman, Mother kills her. As Mother, Norman killed 2 young girls before killing Marion and Arbogast. While Norman sits in a jail cell, Mother's voiceover protests that the murders were Norman's doing. Marion's car is towed from the swamp.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Ugh.
Credits.
Right? The end.
Yeah, this... I think an issue that I have with a lot of older movies is that they seem to go on, like... They seem unnecessarily long or really slow. And honestly, the only thing about this that I felt was slow was, like, maybe the excessive driving.
See, I actually liked that.
But yeah, and I like that's like the only like mild complaint, but they use that to kind of give that what's going on.
Yeah.
And
Like,
it's
they
that
took
great
advantage.
1960s, like shaking the car in front of a screen driving too. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the cop was like that pulled Marion over. He could have done a better job. I feel like I want to know why he pulled into the used car lot and then just let her drive away. Like, if he was suspicious, like, shouldn't he have stopped her?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but like minor gripes like that. Like, cuz it like the driving scenes, it kind of had like that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood deal.
Yeah.
But that was like long and kind of didn't have anything to do with the story. It was just there to be there and show off, look, historic Hollywood or whatever.
Hey, look, it's Brad Pitt wearing a polo shirt.
Yeah, but this all of it
Or
felt
Hawaiian shirt. That's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think the movie like dragged at all.
No, it didn't.
It keeps you engaged really, really well.
Yeah, it's a movie from 1960. Story wise, it's I don't know. There are worse movies from that era.
Fair.
Yeah.
Definitely fair.
But story wise, yeah, I mean, it was. I wish Dave, my co-host, was here. He's an English teacher, and he would lose his shit if he heard me say these words right now, but I'm going to say this. The book is better than the movie. Because we have a whole run on our show where he tells me how great movies are or how much better books are than the movies. In particular, Jaws, where, you know, my whole argument is, oh yeah, because the movie sucked. You know, it's just a big robotic shark and explosions, and the book had fucking words. But now this is like the character of Marion Crane, and we'll get to the spoilers here in a minute when we get into more of it. But she's in the book for the first 2 chapters. They stretched that out so much to make this movie. But Alfred Hitchcock loved his pretty girls. That's all I'm saying. If you want to watch a really good movie, watch Hitchcock with Anthony Hopkins, where it's a movie with Anthony Hopkins playing Alfred Hitchcock making Psycho.
Oh,
And
I've heard of that.
yeah, it is. It's really good, and you can see what a perv he was. I mean, he meets people and says, you know, they're like, "Oh, Mr. Hitchcock," and he's like, "Please, please, it's Hitch. Hold the cock."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah. No story. I dig the story. I wish it just would have. As much as I've seen this movie and as much as I love this movie, I wish they would just cut it like from the used car dealership. Everything before that can go. I just want her getting to the Bates Motel and then Norman being crazy. That's all I care about in this movie.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's
With all the
honestly really fair.
exposition that they gave during the drive, you could have played that and understood pretty much everything that went on before that.
Yeah.
Because it was playing like, oh, where did she go? No one can get a hold of her, and like if it was just her driving
Yeah.
and doing that, like that would have made a pretty decent amount of sense. Without, like, you could easily cut out that opening part.
I really appreciate though that the audio that is playing while she's driving is like in real time. It's not like flashbacks of what she's heard. It's what people are saying about her right at that moment.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
One thing that confused the shit out of me for a lot longer than I care to admit.
I can't wait to hear this.
I thought that her and Sam were having an affair. That like the way that they were the way that they were doing stuff in like a cheap motel or a cheap hotel, and they were talking about being married and everything. I'm just like, oh, okay, so this is like an affair situation, and yeah, like that threw me off like really bad. I don't think I caught on that they were both single.
Which, yeah, that was a lot of effort for just, you know, a booty call. You know, if you're going to that much trouble and you're going to rip off, what was it, 40 grand from one of your boss's clients, at least make it a side piece. Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
If you're facing jail time, don't do it as a single person going after somebody that's also single. He's like, hey, I got to pay down my debt. And it's like, hey, why don't we move in together and pay down your debt together? But
Makes sense.
Hollywood.
Once I understood that they were both single, that like the opening in the hotel like pissed me off. I'm like, okay, why don't you save money, stop paying for the cheap hotel, and meet at one of your guys' places?
Because then it wouldn't be as hot.
That doesn't make sense, Rose.
I don't know.
No, it was a afternoon delight. This was like a lunchtime hookup. It was like, hey, get a hotel. They charge by the hour. It's right around the corner from where I work. We
That
can
makes
do
even
the
less sense.
we can do the hibbity dibbity, and then you can drive back to Fairview or Fairfield or wherever the hell he was in California.
I just want to know how much time she was allotted for a lunch break and how much she went over that. I don't know why. I really want to know
Well,
how
that
long.
gives. Man, I don't
Well,
think
she's
she
not a
went
very good
over.
employee.
I'm not giving Sam that much credit. I think she had time to go get a little bite to eat after. Damn, Sam.
Yeah, yeah. So like I said, I thought they were having an affair. Turns out that wasn't true, and I didn't figure that out until the sister showed up, and then she knew about it. I'm like, okay, if Marion was having an affair, or if she was sleeping with a married dude, she wouldn't tell her sister.
Sure, she would.
In the 60s, come
Yeah.
on.
Hey, come on. Sister bond goes back ages.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't have a sister, but my wife has a few, and no.
I mean, if we're talking brother-sister bond, then yes. I mean, I tell my
You
sister.
think your sister would tell you if she was sleeping with a married dude?
Hell yeah.
I'm calling you out
Okay,
on that. You're
no.
gonna have to message your sister after this.
Okay, no, dude, you don't understand the kind of shit that me and my sister talk about.
Way to make it weird, dude.
I know. Okay, not you, sick ass.
Yeah, this just got filthy.
You're the one that made it weird.
You're the one being super ominous about what you and your sister talk about.
Oh shit.
Hey, we're not here to judge, man. Tell us what your sister talks about.
No comment.
It's
Geez.
fine. It's fine.
Christina, I'm sorry.
Anyway, but for a movie from the 60s, I feel like there's like certain things that haven't aged well, but I think overall it has. Like it still keeps you interested. It, like you said, like you could have probably cut out the opening part, but I mean, overall it's not that big of an issue for me.
No, it's not.
So what are you guys thinking for a story?
Chad, you want to go first?
Story. I'm giving it. It's a solid story. There are other elements that make this a good movie. But it's solid. And saying that I've seen this movie more than any other one, I'm still gonna give it like a B-.
So about like 80s.
Yeah, I'd say like a low 80s.
Low 80s.
Yeah, low 80s.
That's pretty fair.
That is.
What are you thinking, Rose?
I'm same boat as him, low 80s. The question is how low.
How low?
Can you go?
I'll give it 81.7.
Great. I'm gonna have to pull out my calculator.
That is the most specific I think we've ever had. I love it.
All right, 81.7. Rose?
I'm going to give it an 84.
84. Me, I'm going to meet you guys in the middle. I'm going to go like 82.
You little bitch.
Whatever, screw you. All right, so that brings it to an 82.56.
We're going to get it there. We'll get it there.
I love it.
All right, next up we got writing. I felt that this excelled in writing.
Mm-hmm. Especially with Bates, honestly. At least for me.
I thought that was like...
Here's where you guys are going to hate me.
Oh, shit.
All right, I'm going to give my number and then I'm going to give my logic here. I'm going to give it a 62.6.
Damn.
Wow.
The script is great. It's got great lines. It's got great moments. I don't think the great lines would be that great if you didn't have the acting that you had. So that's going to go into the next part. But you're missing some big chunks out of the book that would have made the movie better. Granted, we can't get those things because it's 1960.
So what are we missing?
Psycho in 1968 got an R rating because the MPAA didn't exist in 1960. It got an R rating because it was the first movie to show a toilet. What? And they weren't going to release a flushing toilet in a movie because it was horrible and you can't do that. That's indecent. That's why Marion rips up that little piece of paper and throws it in the toilet and flushes it, because then it's a plot point they can argue to keep the toilet in the movie. That's the only reason she throws something in the toilet. Because they wanted you to see the full bathroom in cabin 1 or room 1 of the Bates Motel. You had to see the whole bathroom because, it's coming. And they were getting flack off the fact you can't show a toilet in a movie. They didn't show a toilet in Gone with the Wind. It's a bathroom. And you, like I said, you got to watch that movie with Anthony Hopkins talking about this, because it shows this whole argument with him. And I think, what's his name? I can't remember who plays the guy from the studio that's fighting him on this. But anyway, no, it's, so the toilet thing is there. But anyway, in the book, Marion Crane gets her head cut off in the shower. She doesn't get stabbed to death. She gets her head clipped off, and that's missing because it shows the book Nora, mother, is 120 times more violent and more crazy. But it was 1960. They wouldn't let them show a toilet. So, I don't expect them to show a young lady getting her head clipped off, in the shower. But
you know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
But for what he had, he did great. But writing wise, I think I'm going to dock him for the, I'm going to dock him on the beginning of the movie and the little left turn they did from the actual book. But I get why, because Hollywood. But that's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. One thing you pointed out that I kind of like I forgot. She did throw that little paper in the toilet.
Yeah. And it's because she couldn't find a trash can.
Yeah, how the hell did her sister find paper?
Because it didn't all go in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because she tore it up and then threw it in there and flushed it, and some of it went out of
Only
the
take
toilet.
A second glance.
okay, but have you guys ever tried to pick up like wet paper?
Not really.
Like I feel like that would have like dissolved or something because she was missing for a week. So she was gone for. I mean, I know she wasn't at Bates Motel that full week, but she was missing long enough for that paper to have dissolved.
Well, it depends on what paper did she write it on. I forgot.
Yeah, this is that high quality 1960s hotel stationery. Norman
Shit, I'll
spared
give
no
you that.
expense when he bought his stationery. Mother wouldn't allow it.
You know what? Didn't think about that either. I have seen like like my when my grandma passed away, there was like she had a thing in the backyard. It was kind of like a storage container, and she had a lot of letters written in cardstock, and that was some heavy duty shit. So I'll let you guys get away with that.
Well, I mean, sitting next to me here, this is my notebook that I write all my notes when I'm doing my show. Do you know how much beer I've spilled on this over the past year? It's still here. It hasn't disintegrated. So, and it's
well, it's
cheap
also
ass
not
paper.
constantly in the fluid. I mean, unless you're just like have a tap above it that's just constantly going.
Well, you know, depends on who you ask. I don't have a problem with it.
All right,
Don't tell
so
me
Rose,
what to do with my beer.
all right, Rose, what's she thinking?
I don't know anymore.
What's your initial thought?
I'm gonna go 75.
75?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to go a little bit higher just because I really, really thought that the psychiatrist, his dialogue, was really well done.
That was.
And I also freaking love the last scene with Norman.
On how he breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Anthony Perkins plays Norman Bates, right?
Yes.
In another life, he could have played the Joker. With that look, holy shit. Could you imagine him as the Joker? That'd be insane.
Have you seen the, well, I'll wait till acting. I'll wait till acting. Carry on.
All right. So I'm going to give the writing just a solid 80.
All right.
Okay.
Just because I enjoyed it a
Yeah.
ton.
And the little gem lines for me, you know, it's like, well, mother, you know, mother's not quite herself these days. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot of little lines throughout the movie, and I can't come and think of them at the top of my head, but there's just like little lines here and there. So I kind of knew how the story went a little bit because my wife watches Bates Motel or watched Bates Motel. So I kind of got I knew kind of how this was going to go, that he was pretending to be his mother and everything, and I knew that he stuffed her or whatever. But there's little lines I feel that he kind of gives himself away.
Oh yeah.
And just little things, if you know the ending and just kind of the overall story, you kind of pick up on those little tiny details, those little quick little bits of dialogue.
Yep.
And I have the worst memory on planet Earth when it comes to like quoting a movie, but just like little things here and there. You could just it's mostly whenever he talked about his mother, and especially during the dinner scene with Marion in the parlor, there was a lot that he was saying that I'm just like, ooh, I know because she's stuffed. Anyway, so I just thought that was really, really smart and really enjoyed that. I enjoy the hell out of like little clips that you can take and be like, ooh, see, this freaking spoils this if you know the ending. Like I love catching those little things. Moving on to acting.
I'm assuming the Marion and Norman. That all two you want to grade? Or...
That one's tough, cause I mean Norman definitely. Marion, we can do Marion. She was a decent part of the movie. She was like in it for a good third, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little more.
I'd say if not half. I think they
Yeah.
took her into the second act and then.
Yeah, the ones that are questionable are the private investigator,
Yes.
the sister, and Sam.
Yeah.
Which I think we can group those together.
Okay.
So we'll just put
Yeah.
them in like the other category, and then we'll do Marion and Norman.
Sounds good to me.
So let's start off with the others. So like the PI, Sam, and what was her name? Lori?
Yes.
Lauren? Whatever the sister's name was.
Shit. I just said her name. Gosh damn it.
Yeah, pull up the cast list.
Lilia Crane.
Lily?
Lilia or
Lilia.
Lila or Lilia. Lila.
However you wanna say it.
I don't remember. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, we'll do Lila Crane, played by Vera Mills, Sam Loomis, played by John Gavin, and Melton Arbogast, played by Martin Balsam. All right, so Rose, you want to start?
Yes. I want to first start with Arbogast because the scene where he is questioning Bates and just like he can kind of tell like that Norman's not acting normal. He's kind of like he's like saying one thing but then he says another, like he said like, oh, like, yeah, no, I've never seen her, but then what she like one of her fake names is on his itinerary or whatever. What, not itinerary, or his check-in binder? Is that kind of what you call it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ledger.
Yeah,
there
I
we
think
go.
That's definitely the term.
But yeah, during that whole scene, just the way that he was like questioning him, and like honestly, one of the most intense sequences of the whole movie. I was like freaking like on like the edge of my on the edge of my bed, on the edge of my seat. But yeah, like I know we haven't gotten to Norman yet, but the Arbogast alone, his acting was incredible.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Norman's a shitty liar.
At least he's trying.
Dude, like all he could have sent, I would have handled that so much. Like I paused this to talk to my wife about how I would handle this if I were in Norman's situation. I'd be like, yeah, I saw her, like she came in, she signed in, went straight to bed, that was it, and then left in the morning.
Well, we all have our secrets, don't we? We're all running from something.
And Caleb, I've seen you under pressure.
Yeah, I'm not very good under pressure. I am not good under pressure at all.
Okay.
So, you know what? I'll give Norman a pass. Doing some self-reflecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Arbogast, I really enjoyed him. I will say this, it's not his fault but the way he falls downstairs is damn near magical.
And also considering the didn't Mrs. Bates stab him in, like, the way it looked, she was stabbing him in the torso, but it's actually when it focuses on him, it's actually he gets stabbed in the head. Like, you see blood coming down from his head.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does kind of come down from his head.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. The whole him stumbling down the stairs. I'm like, what the hell is this?
It was magic. That's what it was. It's like he didn't touch any of the steps.
Yeah.
And then that's one of those awesome. That's one of those awesome Hitchcockian, pull focus shots as he's going down the stairs. A lot of that in Vertigo too. Whenever you get around to Vertigo.
Yeah, we get definitely gonna watch that one. I just want to give him 100 just for that scene alone.
100 just for that scene.
I think it's hard to, especially the others. Now, and I'm even going to loop Marion into this too. It's hard to judge acting from the 60s. There's a reason why there weren't a lot of hefty, we'll say, because that's rude to say fat, but there were a bunch of, there weren't a lot of hefty actors in the 60s because all the actors in the 60s were on a strict diet of scenery. And they just overacted everything. There was no, it's just, it wasn't like even her, it's like, here, Marion, I need you to take this to the bank. She's like, oh, right away. I will take this to the bank as soon as I get done today. Like, they're so articulate in everything. And that's where Norman differs from everybody else in that cast because it's real and it's nervous and you can feel his nervous energy in every scene he's in. So I don't know if I can break down all of the acting, but the acting's pretty damn solid in this movie. But I think Anthony Perkins just drives it home.
He definitely
And
does.
Vera Mills is good too.
Yeah, I think the guy who played Sam was definitely one of the biggest over actors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
And the scene that it shows that the most, I feel, is when he's talking to Norman.
Oh, yeah.
And starts accusing him of shit. And then Norman's like, okay, you need to beat it. And then he basically screws Lila. Or,
yeah.
For real, though.
Like, dude, you just had to keep pleasant conversation. Like, freaking asshole.
Some fake husband you are.
Be like, fake divorce.
And I think the only scene where I'm going to give shit to Anthony Perkins on his acting is right after the shower scene. And it's just his voice when he's it's like, oh, God, mother, blood, no, God, mom. It's so stagey. It's just...
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But that part. If you ever want to jump down the rabbit hole, there you can get it at I think Walmart has it. I've seen it in like their $5 bin. They've got a 4-pack of all the Psycho sequels.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, jeez.
It's like one disc and they just slammed them all on one standard DVD. But Vera Miles and Anthony Perkins came back for Psycho 2.
Ooh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Gotta watch it now.
I mean, and that's when earlier we were talking about, is this a horror movie? Is it I would consider it a thriller, but Psycho 2, they straight up tried to turn it into a slasher movie. It was like Friday the 13th filmed at the Bates Motel. They tried to turn Norman Bates into Jason, and it's just, it ain't happening.
Okay. I have something to admit because you just brought that up. I used to. I won't anymore now that I've actually seen this movie. I used to think that Jason and Norman Bates were the same person.
I'm gonna smack the shit out you.
Dude, no, like, because everyone kept saying, like, that Jason was drowned by his mom. And then, like, and so I was just like, okay, like, was he drowned by his mom? No?
What
okay.
is even happening here?
Seriously?
Okay, okay, listen, hold up. Someone told me that Jason, the reason that he lives at Crystal Lake is because he was drowned by his mother in the freaking lake. And so
when I told you that, I want to go and smack.
Okay, yeah. And then when I was growing, like, as I got older and people started talking about Norman Bates having mother issues, I just thought, oh, so Norman Bates is just Jason. And I didn't piece together that they were completely different.
Do you actually know, like, what happened to Jason?
I do. Yeah, I do now.
Okay.
Like, I know the situation now.
Okay, good.
But, like, for the longest time growing up, I was just like, Jason. Oh, no, Norman. Like, because I just thought, like, Jason was the name that someone else gave him because they, like, didn't know who he was. And, like, because someone was telling me that the Bates Motel show was a Friday the 13th, like, prequel.
Yes.
And so I was just like
100%.
So I was like sitting there watching it with my wife, and I'm just like, when's Jason get into this? And I think it might have been her that actually, like, she didn't, like, correct me or anything. She's just like, oh, he's in it later. And I'm like, oh, okay.
She's like, gonna smack the shit out you.
She's like, I love you so. You're so lucky. You're cute.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, and then I just, like, watched it in, like, blissful ignorance, and then, like, one day it just finally clicked with me that I'm like, oh, they're not the same. Because I was sitting there and I'm like, why would Jason, like, I mean, I understand if, like, Jason was, like, the name of, like, the monster, like, that's what they called the monster of Camp Crystal Lake, but why would they give him a last name? And then I was like, oh, they're different. I don't know why, like, because, yeah, like, that happened sometime, like, last year, I think. Where, no joke.
Well, it's okay. You only saw this a week ago, so it's okay. You're allowed.
Why didn't you come to me for clarification?
Because I didn't think I needed any.
You're watching Psycho the whole time going, where the hell's his hockey mask?
Why is his face so clean? Why isn't it deformed?
Oh, this must be before.
I just heard that Jason had mother issues. And so when someone said Norman has mother issues, I'm like, oh, well, there can't be two of them.
An actual closer parallel you could do is Leatherface. There's a closer parallel there. Both characters were based on the serial killer Ed Gein, who killed his mother or when she died, he went and stole her body and stuffed it and kept it in the house and slept with her. In IRL, as the kids say. Read an Ed Gein book or drop down that rabbit hole if you want to get into craziness. But Ed Gein was a crazy dude that did that, and that is who Psycho, the book Psycho, was loosely based on. Also, what Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Silence of the Lambs was based on. Loosely.
Oh, fantastic.
And by loosely, I mean, dude talked to his dead mom.
All right.
Okay, I think I know how I got this mixed up now.
Okay, let's hear it.
Like, you just helped. Yeah. So, I think
Leatherface was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He didn't go to Captain Crystal Lake.
Yeah. Okay, so I think how I got this confused was someone told me that Jason, like, the first rendition of Jason was Leatherface. Leatherface had mommy issues. Norman Bates had mommy issues. So I just was like, okay, so if Norman Bates is Leatherface, then Leatherface turns into Jason. Like I think that's how I got confused. Because I completely forgot about Leatherface.
Do you remember who told you this information?
I have no idea. I know it was a close
Damn
friend
it.
of mine in like elementary school, but
Damn it. I was going to say, spill the beans, because I'm headed to their house right after this.
They need help.
Yes.
Yeah.
So much.
They need a lot of help. So acting.
yeah, for the others. So Lila, Sam, and Arbogast.
Yes.
What are you guys thinking?
Combined, all three.
Yeah, all three of them.
I'm thinking 75.
75.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go 75.
I'll agree with you.
Dope.
Yeah,
25 of that is the detective.
Yes.
Arbogast.
Arbogast was fantastic.
yeah. If I had to rank out of these three who did the best, Arbogast would be number 1. I think Lila did number 2, and then Sam did like 3.
Damn.
He was the worst out of the
yeah,
3.
He kind of was.
Like I felt like
He was there.
Yeah,
He was there.
I felt like Lila sold her delivery and her concern a lot better than Sam did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not
I
wrong.
feel like he was trying to bring about his own like vigilante justice, and it wasn't working out for him. And she's just like, okay, just whatever, bro. Like, let me just go find my sister. Yeah. So 75. Then we'll get into Marion, who is played by
Someone.
Janet Leigh. Jamie Lee Curtis's mom.
Yes.
Oh.
Who was all...
So
I
is she
remember-
like the original Scream Queen?
Yes.
Like officially? I know that
I
there
think
was like
so.
Yeah.
But I don't... Do you remember Halloween H2O a lot?
not particularly, no.
Do you at least remember that that older lady that Jamie Lee Curtis bumps into at the campus? And she's just like, oh, sorry, Miss Tate. I guess, since it's Halloween, everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Yep.
That's Janet Leigh. That's her mom.
What?
Yep.
Yep.
Dude, her mom was hot.
Oh, shit. I mean, so was Jamie Lee Curtis, so...
Yeah, she's cute too.
Oh, she's just cute?
Not like her mom, though.
Have you seen True Lies with Jamie Lee Curtis?
No.
Okay, watch that and then get back to me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool that she's
Do that.
like what you would consider the original Scream Queen.
Yes.
And was that really her screaming in that scene?
Yes.
It was?
Yes.
Okay, that's like, I feel like a classic horror scream.
It is, absolutely.
And I'm now thinking about it, knowing that this is from 1960, that's probably why I think that.
And one of the urban legends was that they did ice water in the shower to get that reaction out of her, but that's been disputed by her multiple times. So that is all her, all acting.
That's amazing.
That's insane. She does such a good job.
Yeah, she died. I like the way you die, boy. Sorry, one of the two you haven't seen. That was a Django reference for their listener at home.
I had to think for a minute, was that a jab at me or Caleb? And yeah, that
I
was
don't
definitely
know.
me.
Just keep jabbing. It's fine. No, it's Janet Leigh is phenomenal. Phenomenal. But since we're in kind of rounding the corner now and coming into the big two, Janet Leigh and Anthony Perkins, I think it's safe to talk about the abomination that happened in, I'm looking for a year here, 90 something. What year was that? Damn, son. 98. you can't talk about Psycho without talking about the Gus Van Sant remake in 1998.
Ooh, yeah. Vince Vaughn. Had Vince Vaughn, right?
Right.
Okay.
So it was Vince Vaughn and Anne Heche taking these two roles on. It was a shot-for-shot remake of Psycho. He allegedly, shot-for-shotted it. Number one, I do not remember Anthony Perkins visibly masturbating, looking through a hole in the wall into the room. Vince Vaughn did that.
No.
Also,
Wow.
after being killed in the shower, I don't remember seeing Janet Leigh's butthole, but you clearly see Anne Heche's butthole in the 98 remake.
I gotta watch this.
Because she falls forward out of the shower, ass up in the air, and just saying.
98.
If you're into that, go pause it. You will see Anne Heche's brown eye right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I am not a fan of the remake, but, and I guess we'll get into that with Anthony Perkins' part, but Janet Leigh is awesome, far better than Anne Heche did, and the shower scene is awesome, and there's little subtleties throughout that go more into other factors of the filmmaking, but I dig it. Hang on, I gotta check my sources here. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for this.
That's awesome.
I think she deserved it
Mm-hmm.
for
Depends
sure.
on what? Depends on who she was up against. That's the thing.
Fair. We'd have to look that up.
Yeah.
The remake came out in 98.
Yeah, so the same year that Halloween H2O actually came out.
That's unfortunate. Dude, we were like, what, 2? You were maybe 3?
Yeah, I was 3.
Jeez.
I know, right? Crazy.
I would have thought that the remake was like later than that.
Yeah, considering like the kind of like late 2000s was when the whole craze of remaking classic horror films really took off.
Yeah,
But ahead of its time. Apparently.
definitely. I feel if they were to remake it now, I don't think that they should do a shot for shot.
No.
They would have to do like a completely, I think they should go off of what we've heard you say about the book.
Yeah, they loosely redid, and on full disclosure, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched the last season of Bates Motel because I know that it contains the shower scene. And if I remember right, Rihanna plays Marion Crane.
What?
And I got issues with that. I can't speak to her acting ability.
What
But-
acting ability?
But it's goddamn. Now, shout out to the kid that plays Norman Bates in that,
Oh, he's amazing.
who is the same kid that played Charlie Buckets in the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka.
Oh shit, that's him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's also in that show, The Good Doctor.
Okay, I knew he was in that one.
Yeah.
Still
But
haven't watched
his
either.
Norman Bates
He
is
plays
insane.
crazy so well.
Shit.
Yeah.
Man, not really. He doesn't really play crazy. He's broken. Yeah. You watch Bates Motel and Psycho takes a whole new life because it's like this poor kid doesn't know what's happening in his world.
Yeah,
Which is a whole new take on
I
it.
didn't realize just how spot on the casting was for Bates Motel until I saw the first like couple seconds of Norman Bates
Mm-hmm.
when he was coming into the room. I'm like, holy shit, he looks exactly like the kid from Bates Motel. Like, it was damn near spot on.
Oh yeah.
Like, got the look, just the kind of the physique.
The mannerisms and everything are right there.
Damn.
Yeah, it's freaking incredible. Anyway, getting back to Marion.
Skipped a little ahead.
Just a little bit.
It's fine.
Yeah. So what? I think she's definitely higher than the rest of the
hands
cast.
down.
Yeah.
How much higher do you guys think? Rose?
I don't know. 'Cause I don't want to.
I would put her at a solid. I would give her an 80, and I'd give Anthony Perkins an 85. And the only reason I'm not going any higher than that is because 1960.
Fair.
You know what? Yeah, fair, and I can actually agree with the scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80 and 85.
So
I'll give you guys the 80 on Marion. Norman's tough because I really enjoyed his performance, and I think he deserves a lot higher than that.
You thinking like 90?
No, I'm thinking like. I'm not quite at 90. I'm just slightly higher than 85. I'm like 86, 87.
Okay.
Probably leaning more towards 86. Just give him that like little boost.
All right.
So that would bring. So if we're going 80, and then we said 85, that'd be 85 and 0.25. Yeah, it's crazy specific here.
Way to do math.
Yeah. So that averages the acting grade to an 80.08%. All right. Next up, we got character development, which
Yeah, how do we want to do this?
we can just do like what we did last week and do like the horror movie logic,
Okay.
which for an older
100%.
movie, 100%.
100%. Seriously, it's not a stretch.
No, it's not.
You know, like I said, this was based on Ed Gein. This dude did this. His mom died. He dug her dead body up, stuffed it, and slept with her dead body.
Yeah.
And come on, it's 2020. This stuff happens. Psycho, I think that's what keeps Psycho going is the fact that it's not that far off from reality for some people.
Yeah, no kidding. Damn.
I mean, it's not Leatherface, it's not Psycho, it's not Chucky, it's not Freddy. This is a dude whose mom died and he's kept her dead body and talks to it.
Yeah.
This is a Tuesday in Florida.
Yeah, and I think like if we're talking like logic wise, there wasn't a whole lot. It wasn't like a horror house.
No.
It was people getting caught off guard.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of realism that like no one was acting suspicious. No one was like sneaking around. The only thing like logically that I think would have that probably wouldn't have happened the way it did in this film was Norman running upstairs when he was trying to catch Lila.
What do you mean?
I feel like if he was going to try and make sure that he wasn't going to get caught doing shit, he should have ran straight for his mother.
She was upstairs until the end.
No, when Lila was in the house, she was down in the fruit cellar.
Actually, I can definitely understand why he runs upstairs because I don't know about you, but when you like first go into a house, that's usually kind of where you're headed. At least I feel. So in his logic, okay, that's the first place that someone's going to check if they're looking for mother. No one's going to think to go forward and think, oh, is she in the kitchen? Is she in the living room? No, she's probably going to be upstairs in her bedroom, considering that's where the window was that everyone sees her in.
Yeah, and I think if you dig into like, not that it's canon by any means, but if you go into the TV show too, it's like upstairs was his safe haven. That was his space. And that's where he always ran to. And so I think that was part of it. Plus, that's where mom's clothes are. So he had to go get dressed up and then come down after.
That's a good point.
Because he does pop down all, in his Sunday best.
Yeah, I will give you guys that. I don't know. Like, I just feel like if I'm coming in to defend something, make sure no one finds something, I'm going to head straight for whatever it is I'm trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
But it does make sense that he would run up because
one also
he's not sure how long she's in there.
That's true, and also kind of going off the whole thing, like him believing that he's Norman and his mother. He kind of probably knew that she was hiding behind there or somewhere down there, and so with him being Norman at that point, Norman doesn't do that kind of evil stuff. It's mother that is the one to kill people, so he had to switch into that personality before he could carry out killing her.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of how his logic works too, where he's going to run upstairs because he knows what mother is capable of. So he's going up there maybe to protect her from mother coming downstairs, and goes upstairs and, then becomes mother and then goes downstairs. And
this is just some twisted shit to think about.
Yeah.
Huh.
We can do crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the logic behind it, I get it. I'm going to go as high as I can on this one.
I honestly am too. I got to agree with him.
I can give you guys that for sure. That one, like, I'm sold. Because it's just, if you're going reactions alone, it is realistic. Like, obviously, the guy falling down the stairs isn't super realistic, or the way that Marion was getting stabbed. or not stabbed, I guess. Yeah, that wasn't, like, super realistic, but...
1960.
1960. All right, next
Vertigo's got the same shot in it.
Really? Oh, shit.
That's 1958. So.
Oh, shit.
All right, speaking of which, getting into effects. The effects didn't really age well.
They didn't, but I'm going to give you two of the best things in this movie. Watermelons and chocolate syrup. Those are the two best things in this. That ranks this. I'm going to give it a 95 for effects. The sound effects in the shower scene of her getting stabbed with somebody stabbing a watermelon with a fork. That's that was the sound effect of her getting stabbed. And because it was black and white and fake blood didn't look good in black and white, it was too thin, he used chocolate syrup to go down the drain in the shower scene.
Yeah, that didn't look good either.
Watermelon and chocolate syrup.
It's funny to me that his issue was that it was too thin. Because I was just like, okay, if she's seriously, like, bleeding out, there'd be a shit ton more blood, and it'd be way darker than that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know, like, what kind of... I would have just used, like, a colored drink. Or something that was a little bit better than chocolate syrup. Because it was just... It was, like, when the water running over it, it was just really thin. And it didn't feel like a lot of blood. Like, it just felt like, I don't know, I feel like I've cut myself shaving and bled more.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like there's more blood from a paper cut.
Yeah. If anyone's had a paper cut, which damn near everyone has, those things bleed like a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's like that or getting like popped in the nose.
I never have experienced that.
I have.
I'm sorry.
A lot. Unfortunately. Yeah, I had my youngest brother pop me in the nose. He says it was on accident, but the bastard's a liar. So
Bronson.
And then I had
Lies.
a couple friends punch me at school. Well, they're friends now.
All right.
But yeah, like, I feel like whenever I've gotten like punched in the face or had a bloody nose, I bleed more than her. She got stabbed like a shit ton.
I'm just kidding.
After this episode, probably.
Let's find out.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to dock for the blood, at least in my score.
Okay.
I have to kind of dock for the stabbing because it obviously not all of the stabs got
that so much though.
The stabbing didn't even like there were some that you knew did not make contact.
But still, I loved it so much.
Yeah, and then same thing with what's his face falling down the stairs. Like that was just a little like for me.
Okay.
So taking all of that into consideration and giving it a little bit of help because I know it's a 1960s movie, I'm at like an 80, maybe 78.
Okay. So you're 78. Chad, what did you say? You're at?
I'll just flip that around and say 87.
87.
Okay. This isn't even in the middle. I'm going to go 85.
85.
Yeah.
All right, that brings our effects score to an 83.3. All right, the next two are out of 10. So first up, music.
Okay. You guys can fight me but 10.
Oh, 100%.
I wasn't
10,
gonna argue.
10.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
First,
music
well,
is
I don't know if it was
amazing.
the first, but first film score, all strings. The entire score is nothing but strings.
Oh, that makes me love it even more.
That's so cool.
And Alfred Hitchcock wanted the shower scene done with no music. He just wanted it to be the stabbing and the water running and the screaming. And he put a score to it anyway. And when he heard the score, he paid him extra.
Dude, how awesome would that be?
Seriously.
And Alfred Hitchcock paid for this movie out of his pocket.
Wow. Damn.
This movie was made for under $1 million. That's why it's in black and white in a time when they totally could have done it in color. His movie before and his movie after, both in color. He's just trying to save money. But he made bank on it in the end because he said, "You don't even have to pay. I'll pay for it, but I get 60% of whatever it makes in the box office." And they're like, "It ain't gonna make shit. You can have 60%."
Jeez.
Damn.
And it made like 15 million in its first run, which back in the 60s when it was like a quarter to go see a movie.
Holy shit.
Holy shit is right.
Yeah,
Dude.
he knew what he was doing.
Oh,
For real,
smart
though.
motherfucker.
Damn.
dude, when you have confidence in your movie, like, and no one else does, that's typically when you get like a freaking amazing film. Because wasn't that like, I know it wasn't like exactly the same situation, but George Lucas, didn't he have a hell of a time pitching Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and then what was he wanting? I think he was just wanting merchandising, like toys or Someone
Yeah.
just wanted to get paid in whatever the toys made. I forget who.
What I
though.
find funny, kind of going off like the whole director thing, is okay, I know you haven't seen it yet. Which have you seen House of a Thousand Corpses?
Oh yeah.
I want to say this is how it went. That Universal gave Rob Zombie money to make the film, but after
Mhm.
they saw like what he made, like how gruesome it was, they're like, "Okay, yeah, no, we can't market this. We're not releasing it." So he had to take it to another. I think he took it to like a couple studios after that, and finally Lionsgate was like, "Okay, we'll take a chance on you. We'll release it." And they had a decent amount of money. So,
Yeah.
Could you
Well, of
imagine
course,
being the people that
Lionsgate's going to
turned-
take it.
yeah, for real though, Lionsgate takes anything.
Lionsgate did Saw. God bless them for it. You can have me back when you do the Saw episodes.
Yes. I freaking love the Saw movies.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah. So the music is dope as shit. And that's it. It's just the music is awesome. And
Yeah, it
it's iconic. And it's so simple. It's just read. It's just like, there's nothing to it, but it's everybody knows it.
Yeah,
It's
I
true.
mean, at least nowadays, kids that might not even know what it's from,
Mhm.
but they know.
Yeah.
That if you're getting ready to
Score.
stab somebody, you need to go read.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Ugh.
same thing with like the Jaws. Like it's just one
Yep.
of those things that you might not know where it's from, but you know it.
It's true.
So yeah, perfect 10 is more than earns it. Next up we got costumes.
That's pretty solid.
Well, yeah, other than the mother outfit that, when you see Norman in drag at the end.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Can we just talk about how terrifying his face is? I don't know.
Yes.
If I would have seen this like in the '60s as a kid, I would have had nightmares for the rest of my life.
When he came through the freaking door and just
Yeah.
yells, "It's Norma!"
Yep.
or "I'm Norma" or something like that.
So yeah.
Yeah, like I was freaking freaked out. I was like, "Ugh." Like,
if you want to get real film nerdy though with this, and this is like, it's not something I ever would have picked up on, but it's one of those film historian breakdown things that I've read and looked at over the years. But it's a costume thing. It's very subtle, but it's the transformation of good to evil. In the opening hotel scene, Marion Crane has a white bra on. When she takes her shirt off at the hotel, she has a black bra on, and it's supposed to be the white of innocence, and then it is black when she's on the run and shit, like just the little
Okay.
symbolism things too. And the other symbolism thing, not a costume thing, but in the little the office when they're eating, and he has all the stuffed birds around, and he makes a reference that she eats like a bird, and there's all that stuff. Not surprisingly, the next movie that Alfred Hitchcock put out was The Birds. So he was early marketing that shit during this movie.
Oh, that's fantastic.
genius.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, it's
That's a Pixar level foreshadowing.
yeah.
Oh.
It's like, wait, I'm pretty sure that he had a fish tank and like Dory was in there too. It all comes full circle. It all comes back to Disney in the end.
Disney rules all.
Damn right. Yeah. So I was fairly impressed with the costumes. I mean, everyone was like a little bit more put together in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of suits.
Lots of suits, lots of hats.
Lots
Yeah.
of hats.
But they made
So
it
many
good.
hats.
Yeah, but I think Norman, like his outfits were really good.
Oh, they were.
Mhm.
And like the only one I had an issue with was the mother.
But that was
outfit,
kind of
'cause
like
that
a
was-
character thing.
Yeah, it was more of a character thing for sure. But if I don't know. I feel like Norman could have tried harder.
She got him. Have you ever seen the Beverly Hillbillies? Either of you?
Mhm.
Not the movie, but I watched the show.
I don't know the way the grandma looks in that movie. That's
Yeah.
what
Yes!
his mom reminded me of.
That's exactly.
Yes.
Oh, love that. I don't know. Personally, I'm sitting in the 7-8 range.
I'm at an 8.
What do you think, Chad?
I'm gonna say an 8. It's a costume thing, you know. I'm not a fashionista. Fashionista, is that it? Sure, fight me.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, I like the little nuances in there, but it's a costume. It's clothes. We're not doing any big period pieces here. It's a chick from Phoenix.
True.
You know why it's set in December?
Was it set in December?
Fun.
Really?
Yeah, one of the opening scenes has a title card on it. It's like December something.
Oh, yeah, it did.
I didn't catch that.
It's a Christmas movie. If we're gonna jump on the Die Hard bandwagon here,
I mean, I'm more likely to watch this than Die Hard during Christmas.
when they did film it in December, and when Marion's leaving Phoenix, in the background, there's Christmas decorations on a couple of the buildings, and so just for continuity, they set it and they threw the title card up that said December because they didn't want to have to go back and reshoot where you could see the Christmas decorations in the background.
That's too funny.
Swear to God, that's exactly why it's filmed in December, or it takes place in December.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's too great.
You're like, yeah. Do you want to go back and reshoot that? No, we're good. It's fine.
Power of editing.
It's fine.
Dude, you know that there was an editor that was just like, oh shit, like there's Christmas stuff in the back. And the one guy's just like, freaking got this. And he just typed December. He's like, nailed it. Move on. All right. Our last category that we're going to grade is the personal score. So we will let our guest take this first.
It's always going to be a high 90 for me. I'm going to say a 95 forever. I've grown up with this movie and continue to watch it. I might go bust out my DVD and watch it, or my Blu-ray and watch it this weekend. It's a good family flick. It was on Thanksgiving one year. I want to say they had it like one of the like TMC or TCM or Turner Classic Movies, whatever it is. One of those channels on basic cable was running a Hitchcock marathon on Thanksgiving. So it was like, oh, let's watch Psycho and the Birds and, and Vertigo. Nothing says I love you and family like Psycho and, Birds. Yeah,
for sure.
Love it.
Awesome. Rose?
Near and dear.
I kind of wish I would have seen this movie earlier, considering that it still really holds up as a cult classic. Acting is great. Story is great. Almost everything is great. Solid 90 for me.
Nice. I'm on the same bandwagon. And I, like a lot of these movies that we choose to watch that are like cult classics, because like it was the same situation with like Pulp Fiction when we graded that one. It's kind of like we didn't know why we were waiting so long.
Yeah.
And yeah, for sure, like this is for sure one I'm going to be watching again, because I love like what you can dissect from this, and like different shots and everything. Like there's so much, even with how old it is, it holds up. The story holds up. It's interesting. And honestly, I think the only thing that dates this is obviously the effects, and the black and white. Other than that, I think this could easily work as a movie that comes out today. I feel with acting issues, like whatever, but yeah, overall, I think it's something that holds up, stands against the test of time. Gosh, I'm going to agree with Chad. I'm going 95 on this one. I enjoy the hell out of this.
I feel like a jackass now.
I would love to see them do a remake of this with the right people. Vince Vaughn wasn't bad. It's one of those things where people were, shit all over it because it was a shot-for-shot remake, but they took a few liberties because the critics weren't or the censorship wasn't as bad as it is now. Now, granted, it was the 60s, and they fought him on showing a toilet, but you turn on the news today and you can see people getting their head lopped off in the street. So they could do that Marion Crane scene, but the same thing as far as they shit on it because it was a shot for shot remake. If they would have done a remake where he just made a movie that happened to have Norman Bates in it, people would have shit in its mouth. It was like, they wouldn't have shit on it. They would have shit directly into its mouth because they're like, no, this is a classic. This is a piece of American history. You can't have Marion Crane get her head chopped off in the shower. That's what happens in the book, bitch. So it's like, I would love to see a remake, but people are going to be pissed. And they shouldn't be, just chill the fuck out. Watch a good goddamn movie once in a while. It's fine. It's fine to enjoy a movie. It's fine to not enjoy a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Honestly,
I goddamn love Birds of Prey. No. I loved every DC movie. There, I said it.
Yeah, we actually did Birds of Prey, and where is it?
I'll give it a B. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it in our big ass list. Okay, I would have sworn we did it. Where?
It's right below Cats. Or
Oh,
below
yeah.
Doolittle.
Yeah, we gave it a B minus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if they did ever do a remake of, like, if they wanted to do a more true to the book remake of Psycho, honestly, the only person I would want to see in the role of Norman would be the kid that played him in Bates Motel.
Oh God, yes. I can't remember which one it was. Fuck. I think it was the third. It was the fourth one. There was 4 because they did 4 sequels to, or 3 sequels. 3, 2, 3, and 4. I can't remember which one it was. There was one that they made just for Showtime, and it's in this DVD thing I got for $5 at Walmart.
I gotta track this down now.
It's Norman Bates calling into a late night talk show and telling his origin story. And it's a series of flashbacks, but the kid who played Elliot in E.T. plays young Norman Bates in it.
Oh,
And yeah, but it's Anthony Perkins telling the story on the phone. And then and he's like, I'm better, it's like he just got released from a mental hospital or something. And he's like, I've come to terms with what I was and what happened to me. And I want to, make the world right now and tell my story. And then as it goes on, you can hear him slowly turning back into Norma. And it's, your classic movie twist, but God, it's so good. So yeah, highly recommend that. It's a early 90s maybe, and so it's probably shit now, but like Natural Born Killers, one of my favorite movies from the 90s, watched it recently and I was like, oh boy, this is a bad movie. Did not hold up. That's like the worst I've ever seen a movie that I love not hold up.
Damn.
It did not hold up. Anyway,
Yeah. So averaging
love my
out,
Psycho.
Yeah. Averaging out all of our personal grades, it comes to a 93.33%. And with that, our final grade for Psycho is
I can't really do a drum roll, sorry.
a B+. Yeah, it is sitting at an 87.1%. So, I mean, not
I'm
too
okay
bad.
with that.
Yeah, so that puts it a couple points lower than Da 5 Bloods on Netflix.
I don't know how I feel about that, sorry.
What, you liked this one better?
Yeah. Just my opinion.
Okay. Well, you helped me score that, so your fault.
Hey, fine. Yeah, I forgot I can't argue with the Allbros scores.
Yeah, it's a couple points lower than Ready or Not. So everything I'm listing off is movies we've graded as B+.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, a couple points lower than Ready or Not. Same thing, couple points lower than
Wait, that's
Black
that
Panther.
recent. That's the recent last year horror movie. Dark
Ready or
comedy.
Not?
Ready or Not?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Last year. Yeah. Yeah, I laughed out loud in the theater in the last scene of that movie. Like, ugly laugh. Just. Sorry.
Yeah,
Carry on.
We loved the hell out of that movie. So a couple points lower than Black Panther and the Avengers.
As it should be.
It is 1 point higher than Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Okay.
As it should be.
It's 1 point higher, or 1 point lower than The Invisible Man, and 2 points lower than Knives Out. It's 1 point higher than The Lovebirds.
Okay.
Ooh, it is like right in line with Parasite. Like if we're comparing, that's like the closest that I feel. It's higher than Frozen 2.
Fair.
2 points lower than Rocket Man.
2 points lower than Rocket Man?
Yep.
Rocket Man's
at
the
89.
second movie I've ever walked out of in my life.
Really?
Whoa.
Yep. As soon as I heard Tiny Dancer, I was like, all right, I heard all the songs I wanted to hear. I'm good. Not what I was expecting, I guess.
That's fair.
It's a couple points lower than Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got to go back to the whole walking out of theaters. If you don't mind me asking, I got to know what the other one is.
Drop Dead Fred.
Oh,
From
I
the
heard
90s.
that movie's atrocious.
It is. And I sat there long. I hung in there just looking for a reason to complain so I could, and so it was the air conditioner kept making a noise and the guy's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I know. Like, yeah, it sucks. That movie sucks. There's no business being in public or anywhere.
And then it is right in line with Detective Pikachu. Yeah. That's not all of our B+ movies. There's a decent amount more, but we'd be here all freaking day.
Is that really so bad, though?
No.
It means I don't have to go to work. So
Fair.
See?
Yeah. So 87.1%.
Not bad.
Definitely not bad. I think this definitely earned it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that concludes this week's breakdown. Chad, would you like to tell everyone where they can find you and everything that you do?
Yeah, you can find me every week on the Perfect Package podcast. Me and my friend Dave. We have a weekly theme, and we do 5 picks each. So 2 hosts, 5 picks, and we draft 5 picks related to that theme, and then we try and compile all those to make a perfect package. So we do like the perfect heist team, or the perfect strip mall. It can be anything. We did the perfect school lunch one time.
That's awesome.
Recently we did the perfect pandemic vacation, which ended up not being leaving the house. We did coming up, we've got the 2020 music festival that never happened. So we're doing the perfect 2020 music festival that never happened. And then for the kind of spooky side of things, I don't know which order they're coming, but we're doing the perfect horror movie, which is a sequel to one that we already did earlier in the year. And we're also doing the perfect haunted house, and then a bonus on actually that's coming out on Halloween that is the perfect house that's haunted. So,
Right. Love it.
but you can find us p3show.com is the easiest way to find us. We're P3 Show across all platforms. We do live shows from time to time if you're out on the East Coast. We do those at local breweries and whatnot, and then whenever we do those, we stream them online too, and occasionally we'll stream when we record too. So check those out.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, I started listening to your show as soon as you asked to be on this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so far,
It gets
love
stupid.
The
It gets stupid.
Yeah, but so does our show.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
I'm wearing a shirt that's one of our shirts. It's got Mozart on it, and it says, "You're not Mozart, bitch." Listen to the perfect space travel playlist. That's where that's from.
Love it.
But no, I've had a good time hanging out with you. I love sitting and chatting about movies. Famously on my show is we get into these big rants because I like things, but I don't necessarily have opinions on things. And that comes out a lot in this music festival one, because it's like, oh yeah, I want this person to play guitar. Why? Because I like them. And everybody else is like, they're doing this, and back in 1960 they did this and this. And I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. He's cool. But when I saw Psycho, I was like, dude, I know Psycho. I love Psycho. I like Psycho, and I have opinions about it. And I think Saw is the only other movie I could probably come and jaw about a little bit and pump up the volume from 1991. That made me want to be a podcaster. Well, it made me want to be a radio guy, which is now a podcaster. Because radio's
you're
dead.
Not wrong.
Unfortunately, it's true. Unfortunately, it's true.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to add Saw to the list of movies that we do.
Yes.
All
Get you back on, 'cause that'd be
of the
awesome.
saws.
Yes.
You can't just do one.
No.
Ooh, we'll have to make that like a
Somebody
showdown
wanted me to
episode
come on the show once and do Saw 3. I'm like, just Saw 3? Yeah. I said, have you done the other Saw movies? No, that's a personal favorite. And I'm like, well, that's my favorite too, Saw 3. But, you know, you can't talk about just Saw 3.
Yeah, we'll have to do a showdown episode then. Then that way we get to talk about all of them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I just need to go through and watch them all again.
Dude.
Not because I need to, because I want to.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's usually my October ritual. Is
That's a great October ritual.
binging all
Sitting.
the Saw movies, even though I don't consider it a horror movie, just like Psycho.
Fair enough.
It's like, do you consider Seven a horror movie? No, it's like
That's
a
Jim
Psycho.
Carrey, right?
No, that was 23.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Seven's the one with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt and
That's the one.
that guy that we can't talk about anymore. Can we talk about Kevin Spacey? Anyway, didn't he get canceled?
Bleep
I
this
don't know.
out, Caleb.
Have fun editing this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much for having me. I love coming on and chatting with stuff like this with people other than Dave that makes me feel stupid. But yeah.
Don't worry, Caleb makes me feel stupid every episode, so it's okay.
I don't do it on purpose. It's because you say stupid shit.
Hey, I got.
And people ask how we're still friends after. I
Yeah.
don't even know.
Well, it's not a mutual love of Quentin Tarantino movies. That's for damn sure.
Gosh damn it.
Oh, shit.
But and on that note,
Yeah. Well, if you like this episode, want to check out more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts, everywhere you can find them. If we're not there, go somewhere else. We're probably on that other place.
Sounds so rude the way you say
It does sound rude, but it's just, come on, common sense, people.
All right, fair.
You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook at The All Bros, Twitter and Instagram at The All Bros. You can DM us if you have an episode idea, want to answer our question of the week, or if you want to join us. We would love to have anyone on. You can also email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com. Check out our website, tinyurl.com/theallbros. And if you want to get some merch, there's a link on our website, or you can go to tpublic.com/user/theallbroschannel, which I'm working on something else for merch, so fun stuff. Yeah, so this has been the breakdown of Psycho. Next week, to continue on with our October Halloween festivities, we will be breaking down Friday the 13th.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, which I thought this movie was going to tie in a little better, too. But
Smack you so hard across the head right now.
yeah, spoilers.
yeah, but you guys can look forward to that next week. Until then, I'm Caleb.
No, I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. Not feeling it.
Dude, what?
I'm not feeling it, man.
You can't freaking break tradition like that.
So long. I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it.
Dude. Freaking fail.
Dude, shut up.